nobody, when I said a year ago, we're going to do the whole speech, and I want the whole show to never end. So when we start rolling, music runs all the way through it, and it never stops. I said, I don't want people to be able to catch their breath through this whole thing. And I don't want to say, and that was Kalai, and this was that, and that was it. It's not like that. It's unlike anything anybody's ever done. And I want the whole ending speech to be fully orchestrated. And they said, Glenn, you just go off on crazy tangents. How are we going to possibly get the orchestra to be able to stay with you? And I said, we'll figure out a way. I believe this is a new art form. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No. I mean,
have you ever seen anything like this before? And this is done by a group of people that have never done any of this stuff before. But nobody's ever produced a Super Bowl halftime show, if you will, that was 2 hours long. Nobody on my staff has ever done that. This is proof positive that what the president says about roads and infrastructure creating something, it's absolutely true. Because we couldn't have done it without seriously, those roads around the stadium are unbelievable.
Yeah.
They're unbelievable. And you can't we didn't come up with a new art form. We didn't come up with that show. We didn't all suddenly say, hey, let's do 305 service projects.
No.
We didn't do that.
Yeah,
it was the infrastructure.
There was at one point I was watching, I think it was Kalai, and I was just like, man, 121 South did a great job with that.
Great job.
It was
Even though
really
it's under
good.
construction, every stinking section, every foot, every inch of it under construction. What a great job
tell
it
you
did.
something?
They were busy
Yesterday-
working on music.
Yesterday,
well.
I was driving in a neighborhood, and there was construction everywhere and houses being built.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time in my life, I actually said, isn't it fantastic to see all of this construction? Now, I know it's only happening in Texas, but soon, hopefully, it will be happening all over the country again. But to be able to see the country move forward on new projects felt so good. And soon, America, that's the way the rest of the country is going to feel. All we have to do is finish the job. That's it. Just finish the job. The game has already been played and won. You just have to get to the voting booth.
And that first 30 seconds in the traffic, when you're thinking about that, is fantastic. And
Jackie
then the
felt
next
so good
9
about that.
hours
Yeah.
is...
No, I didn't say the highways. I said buildings and stuff, not the highways. Highways suck. Highway construction sucks. I have never seen anything like the construction that they do here, though.
Never. Because
The highways are, Texas is moving forward. I've just never seen anything like it.
now, because
Really.
it's everything at once.
Yeah.
It's virtually
It's
the
booming.
whole metroplex at once.
Yeah,
and so there's nowhere you can go where there's not construction.
How many people did you meet over the weekend that said, sincerely said, we've talked about it. My wife and I have talked about it. Or my husband and I have been talking about it since we've been here. We're moving to Texas.
Quite a few.
I mean, a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It is you know what it is? It's all the best parts of America in the 1980s. Remember when the Reagan thing was happening and the country was just booming again? That's what it feels like in Texas. I mean, it gives you such profound hope when you come from other parts of the country. I mean, poor Ohio, which, by the way, I don't know if you heard the announcement, but the week of 9/12, we're going to be in Ohio with a major event. Details to follow. Make sure that you take that weekend of 9/12. I think 9/12 is on a weekend, is on Wednesday. That following weekend will be in Ohio. Just circle it on your calendar. You know, if your kids are getting married, tell them not that weekend. But it really hurt when I had to tell my daughter that. She was like, "Dad, we're right on top of it." I'm like, "Sucks to be you, doesn't it?" Anyway, make sure that you join us for that. But if you're in Ohio or you're in places where this non-existent recovery is happening in a non-existent way, Aren't you just tired? You know, that was the best thing looking out at this crowd. You know, standing there in that stadium with that many people and saying the words that I truly believe all the way to the core. The optimism. You know, the last time when we did Restoring Honor and Restoring Courage, I was pleading. Look, this is the way out. This is the way out. This time, we have the way out. We know the way out. And everybody who was in that audience felt the way out. And to be able to say these things, I could just see people. How long was it that people were on their feet applauding? They started giving standing ovations, and eventually they just never sat down. What, the last 20 minutes of the speech?
Mm-hmm.
They just never sat back down. There were whole strings of like 4 minutes of just applause as I was going.
Yeah, and these evil conservatives, what were they applauding for?
Let me serve.
Yeah, let me serve.
We're going to feed people. We're going to help people. We're going to heal people.
All the things they say that conservatives don't believe in. Standing ovation after standing ovation for things like helping people who are less fortunate.
Yeah.
It works exactly against every stereotype that the progressives and the media say about conservatives.
I love the fact that Tarrant County was the one that this is the only few people that reported it. One had to say they didn't raise any money or any food for the richest county around. They didn't help at all. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. That's the first negative on it. The other negative was they called me the most controversial figure in America, and then they couldn't come up with anything that I had said controversial at all during the whole thing, so they had to immediately go outside to the Westboro Baptist Church and say that Glenn Beck repeatedly says he hates God. I can't. If I say that one more time, I think my head's going to explode.
Yeah, we're a little sick of hearing you say it.
So tired of it.
Why do you hate God so much?
By the way, you can find if you there's a long list of reasons.
Okay.
Have you seen the Aardvark?
The Aardvark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reason number one.
Wait, the number one. It's the aardvark?
Oh, yeah. The aardvark?
Just-
that animal
hacks you
pisses
off?
me off.
Okay.
Anyway, our sponsor this half hour, if you missed it, you check it out at GBTV. Subscribe to GBTV.com, and we're only just beginning. You watch what we have coming next. GBTV.com. By the way,